Praise Yah, the sovereign, the creator of heaven and earth. He can roll up the heavens like a scroll. What can you do with that? Shalom, family. This is Yah back again with my second lesson, second presentation. This one right here is going to be entitled Married to the Most High, an arranged marriage. All right, we're going to get into it. Right now, we're going to go into the Septuagint. We're going to start at Proverbs 9, and we're going to read from verses 1 to 11. I will give thanks to thee, O Yah, with my whole heart. I will recount all thy wonderful works. I will be glad and exult in thee. I will sing to thy name, thou Most High. When my enemies are turned back, they shall be feeble and perish at thy presence. For thou hast maintained my cause in my right hand. Thou sattest on the throne that judges righteousness. Thou hast rebuked the nations, and the ungodly one has perished. Thou hast blotted out their name forever, even forever and ever. The swords of the enemy have failed utterly, and thou hast destroyed cities. Their memorial has been destroyed with a noise, but Yahuwah endures forever. He has prepared his throne for judgment, and he will judge the world in righteousness. He will judge the nations in uprightness. Yahuwah also has become a refuge for the poor, a seasonable help in affliction. And let them that know thy name hope in thee. For thou, Yahuwah, has not failed them that has seek thee, Yahuwah has not failed them that diligently seek thee. Sing praises to Yahuwah who dwells in Zion. Declare his dealings among the nations. Okay, I wanted to start there just to kind of show everybody like what Yahuwah is doing for us is of immense importance. Like let's say he's blotting out the name of the nations forever. Forever and ever. Alright, this is what Yah is doing. And he's doing this for a particular reason. He's doing this for his beloved, for his true love, for his apple, the apple of his eye, for his only true sons and daughters. But again, like I say, like you can see, like you see on the screen right now, he's going to blot out their name forever. Even forever and ever. Okay, that's important to me. I don't know about y'all, but that's pretty important. So right now we're going to go to the JPS. No, we're going to start in Jeremiah. I'm going to use the KJV. Sorry about that. Going to use the KJV. And we're going to start at verse 31. This is Jeremiah 31. And we're going to start at verse 31. This is the famous, the new covenant. So we're going to look at it. Since everyone is saying that, the new covenant is in the New Testament, we're going to just take a quick look at it, because you got to remember that we are married to the Most High. Now this is Jeremiah 31. 31, we're going to read to verse 34, I believe, yeah. Behold, the days come, saith Yahuwah, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Yasharal and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Mizraim, which my covenant they break, although I was a husband unto them, saith Yah. So, okay, let's look at that for a quick second. Just for a quick second. So everyone, like I said, everyone, a lot of people, the New Testament believers, our brothers and sisters, they like to say that that new covenant is in the New Testament, because this covenant that we had, our forefathers broke it. And what their eventual rationale is that we cannot keep this covenant. This covenant is too hard, basically, for us to keep. The law, you break one law, you break every law. But the law is designed to make us perfect in the sight of Yah, and the sight of ourselves, and in the sight of the nations. So let's continue reading. I think we was at, let's go here. Let's just start back at 32. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Mizraim, which my covenant they break, although I was a husband unto them. See, this is, as a nation, this is, Yah is our husband. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Yasharal after those days, saith Yah. I will put my law. See that? My law. He's putting his law in their inward parts. In our inward parts, he's putting his law. Not an idol, not a son of man, not a son of God. And let me say this real quick. On my last one, I forgot to mention the word God. We all know, and we should know, that that's old German or Frischen. So we shouldn't be using that word either. That's a word that, has other meanings to it. It doesn't go back to our people or our culture. So we could, stop saying that word. Like you say, he's going to take the names of the Baalim out of our mouth. So, maybe we shouldn't be saying that. But he's going to put his law in our heart. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know Yahuwah, for they shall all know me, for the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith Yahuwah. For I will forgive their iniquity, and I will remember their sin no more. So, we still teaching. If the new covenant was going on, I mean, come on, man, let's have common sense. My whole thing is common sense. If the new covenant was right now, we wouldn't even have to be making videos. We wouldn't have to be, you know what I'm saying? I mean, let's be real. Let's keep it real, Israel. Ain't there some dude out there with that name? Let's keep it real, Israel. If the new covenant was right now, there would be no need, absolutely no need, for a new covenant. Now, isn't that like music to your ears? Shouldn't it be going off right now? That the new covenant is not here. But that new covenant is the same covenant from old. That's all it is. It's the same covenant. So right now, we're going to go into JPS. We're going to Genesis. We're going to go to Genesis 6. Oh, shit. Genesis 6 and 18. I'm about to be there. All right. Genesis 6:18. Now this is Yah talking to Noah. Well, let's go ahead and start at 17. For my part, I am about to bring the flood waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh under the sky in which there is breath of life. Everything on earth shall perish, but I will establish my covenant with you, and you shall enter the ark with your sons, your wife, and your sons' wives. All right, we're just gonna stop right there. So just showing where this covenant is pretty much first established with Noah. All right, now we're gonna go to Genesis 17. We're gonna start. I guess we can start at the top. While Abraham was 99 years old, Yahuwah appeared to Abram, and said to him, I am El Shaddai. Walk in my ways and be blameless. I will establish my covenant between me and you, and I will make you exceedingly numerous. Abram threw himself on his face, and Yah spoke to him further. As for me, this is my covenant with you. You shall be the father of a multitude of nations, and you shall no longer be called Abram, but your name shall be Abraham. For I make you the father of a multitude of nations. I will make you exceedingly fertile, and make nations of you, and kings shall come forth from you. I will maintain my covenant between me and you, and your offspring to come. So, okay, let's just stop right there. What did Yah just say? What did he just say? All right. He said, I will maintain my covenant between me and you and your offspring. So this covenant with Abraham stays with Abraham and his offspring. That's it. It doesn't go nowhere else. That's where it go. It's staying with them. So we're at verse 7. I will maintain my covenant between me and you and your offspring to come as an everlasting covenant throughout the ages, to be Elohim to you and to your offspring. I assign the land you sojourney in to you and your offspring to come, all the land of Canaan, as an everlasting holding. I will be their Elohim. Yah further said to Abraham, as for you and your offspring to come throughout the ages to keep my covenant. Such shall be the covenant between me and you and your offspring, to follow which you shall keep. Okay, to keep the covenant. We've been commanded to keep the covenant. We got to keep the covenant. You know, like Elder Young One, EY1, like one of his vids, a covenant protection. The only thing that's gonna protect us is this covenant. We got to get back to the covenant because it's been commanded as an everlasting commandment to Abraham and to his seeds forever. All right, we're gonna read a little bit more. What was we at? Start at 10. Such shall be the covenant between me and you and your offspring to follow, which you shall keep. Every male among you shall be circumcised. You shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin and that shall be the sign of the covenant between me and you. And throughout the generations, every male among you shall be circumcised at the age of 8 days. So not when you enter into some fraternity, or like the comedians did when you get initiated. You know what I'm saying? That's when you get circumcised. No, the covenant with us, we get circumcised after 8 days. Now, like I said, let's keep it real. I don't know if I was circumcised at 8 days, but again, we're in our captivity, so it's a different thing we're dealing with. All right, and we're gonna just read down to verse 21 real quick. Then we're gonna end this one. And throughout the generations, every male among you shall be circumcised at the age of 8 days. As for the homeborn slave and the one brought from an outsider who is not of your offspring, they must be circumcised, homeborn and purchased alike. Thus shall my covenant be marked on your flesh as an everlasting pact. And if any man who is uncircumcised fails to circumcise the flesh of his foreskin, that person shall be cut off from his kin. He has broken my covenant. And Yah said to Abraham, as for your wife, Sarah, she shall not be called Sarah, but her name shall be Sarah. I will bless her. Indeed, I will give you a son by her. I will bless her so that she shall give rise to nations. Rulers of people shall issue from her. Abraham threw himself on his face and laughed. And he said to himself, can a child be born to a man 100 years old? Or can Sarah bear a child at 90? And Abraham said to Yah, oh, that Ishmael might live by your favor. And Yah said, nevertheless, Sarah your wife shall bear you a son, and you shall name him Isaac. And I will maintain my covenant with him as an everlasting covenant for his offspring to come. Okay, so you have a lot of people out there that talk about, well, let's just be real. You have Muslims out there talking about how the covenant is with the Muslims, but that's easy. That's a clean cut right there. Nevertheless, Sarah, your wife, shall bear you a son, and you shall name him Isaac. And I will maintain my covenant with him as an everlasting covenant for his offspring to come. So this covenant is forever. It's only with one people and one descendants. And then that's the nation of Israel. And we're going to get into this and show you how this covenant is a marriage license, a marriage vow, and we are married to the Most High as an arranged marriage. Shalom till part 2.